Hello, everyone, and welcome to your week ahead energy reading. I'm struggling with words to describe my morning. Really, there's been a lot coming through for me this week. A lot of repeating messages that I've been struggling to piece together as to why that's surfacing for me. And then the other thing is I've had a couple of situations this week that I can't describe in any other reason other than it's a timeline glitch of things coming up for me that aren't based on my experience of the past. And that's been real wild to navigate. So I've done my own meditation this morning. That sent me on the most incredible few hours now of following that intuition and ending up down this big rabbit hole that I know has a message for me, but I've yet to kind of crack the code. And I might touch on that as we move through this reading, depending on what comes through. I've also just cleared this energy and sat with the intention for this week ahead energy reading and had similar messages come through. The idea of a riddle and quest, and that we're unlocking the pieces of our own journey, that we're getting these downloads right now of pieces of the path, the breadcrumbs of the path that we're meant to be following to be walking our own journey. The 4-4 portal, being that I'm recording this on the 4th of April, seems significant. It's also what helped me follow this path this morning. And for those of you that watch my videos regularly, you'll know that 4-4 has been a number that has been very frequent in everyday life for me for definitely more than 6 months. I think we must be coming up to 9 months of 4-4 being coming up for me multiple times a day, and me trying to work through what that means. And now landing on the 4-4 portal today being the 4th of April, it feels relevant, but 222 on the timer feels relevant, but I'm yet to really crack it all open. And that feels like part of this message of we're really starting to tap into why we're here. And to do that, we really need to pay attention to the signs, synchronicities, messages that are coming up around us, particularly those things that are repeating. The other bit that came through was the lonely path and a visualization of the Hermit card and some really strong dragon energy. So I'm surrounded by a bunch of decks because I've pulled out everything that I felt called to connect to. And I think we're just going to dive in and see what starts to come through. And maybe this will help me piece together some of my puzzle this morning. And I certainly hope it helps you. Sorry, other images that came through was the image of the snake, which I know I noticed last week on the wheel card of the deck that we were using last week. Many Spirit. Messages for the Mind Body Soul Transformation Collective for the week ahead. Messages that are of the best and highest good of all. Divine Feminine. Oh my goodness. What do I want to say? There's lots I want to say. Where do I want to start? Guides, karmic path. I'm just going to get the cards out and then we'll see. I had the Empress on the bottom of another deck. Twin flame energy, divine, masculine, feminine union's been strong for me this week. And I also I know I had the riddle card for myself this week. I can't remember if it was in last week's week ahead message. 4-4 is a master number or an angel number that relates to a master number, being 2 of the same digits, and it's the master builder. So I pulled out a deck called the Golden Future, and I haven't used this deck for ages, but I will pull a card from it because it feels like there's potential today to really use the energy of the 4-4, the master builder energy, to create our golden future, be that on an individual or collective level. There's something about stepping into that path, and I think that's these pieces that are coming through for us that we're needing to pay attention to that will help us do that. Anything else from this deck, Spirit? No. More shuffle. Truth. What I was and a shift. What I was just saying was obviously true. All right. Cards we have so far, as I said, Divine Feminine. For my own riddle quest this morning that I've been on, there is an aspect of that that's related to the movement of Venus, and we know Venus is in retrograde currently. Venus energy is divine feminine energy. I've been thinking a lot about Venus energy this week, reflecting on its influence in my own life as a Taurus sun and moon and Libra rising, so completely controlled by Venus, but also reflecting on how I embody that. And also how my life and life circumstances has tended to push me more towards the masculine energy, because that's been what's expected of me or needed of me within those circumstances, but how that's in complete contrast to what my energy naturally flows as. And then I've got and they came out exactly like this, and it's, sorry, I was about to say, and this is 7 and 8. This is 6, 7, 8. So we're progressing through something, moving up, but we've got guides and karmic path. And as I said, I had the message come through the lonely path, and something about this being, we're getting the pieces of the puzzle that unlock our own path, our own journey. With Saturn on there, I know there's an astrological aspect relating to Saturn that I will look up shortly. Our guides are supporting us in this. They're sending us through messages. These two things I wanted to say about this visual here, and I might see what it says in the book for this card. This first made me think of like symbols and like almost like a light language visualization, but then it made me think of the waves that's been in our message for the last 3 weeks. So it might be that I was going to say these waves are part of our message, but actually it's these waves that are distracting us from receiving the pieces of the puzzle that are unlocking our own riddle, quest, and journey. And so that message of the last 2 weeks of really trying to find a way to stay grounded in your own energy will help you land on your karmic path. All right, let's have a look at what these Saturn aspects are for this week. All right, I'm going to read these to you. There's one today. So I think that's probably the message, but there's a lot happening astrologically this week that is speaking to aspects, and I haven't been able to dive into it enough, but I've tapped into a few astrological readings about this week in particular, and I'd encourage you to go have a look. That feels really significant and important right now. Okay, so today on April 4th, Saturn in Pisces forms a sextile, a 60-degree angle with Uranus in Taurus. This aspect blends Saturn's structure and discipline, masculine energy, with Uranus's innovation and change, fostering opportunities for implementing progressive ideas within established frameworks. This sextile is part of a series with subsequent exact alignments on August 11th, 2025 and January 19th, 2026. So whatever is happening, whatever this energy is today, or maybe whatever we're seeing take place today, may repeat itself or may expand itself and build upon itself on the 11th of August this year and 19th of January next year. Then on April 7th, we have Venus conjuncting Divine Feminine, conjuncting with Saturn. Retrograde Venus aligns with Saturn in Pisces. This conjunction emphasizes the themes of commitment, responsibility, and realism in relationships and financial matters. It's a period that may prompt introspection about the durability and authenticity of personal connections and values. And then on April 10th, we've got Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. This alignment encourages serious and disciplined thinking, favoring tasks that require focus and attention to detail. It is an opportune time for planning and organizing, though communication may feel more deliberate or restrained. I think to me, with the fact that I pulled out this Golden Future card and it feels like we've got that Master Builder number, it's today's aspect that is the most significant. So again, that's Saturn sextile Uranus in Taurus which is speaking to fostering opportunities for implementing progressive ideas within established frameworks. I'm going to pull a card from the Golden Future deck next. So let's see what wants to come through. As I said, this is the Diana Cooper Golden Future deck. It is a 44 card deck, which is relatively common, but that drew my attention. I just heard we're finally there at the dawn of the golden future, and it's time to create that. There's 6, 7, 8 as well. Remembering I'm in Australia, so date-wise that might be 5, 6, 7. When I was listening to the astrology readings, this weekend that we're about to step into seemed big. And I know I'd heard that it was a weekend to watch. There was something about this weekend that was really going to draw our attention. The other thing I just heard was wake up. The first card to come out was the 12 chakras. Follow your ascension path. Way too many. Sorry, Spirit. Oh gosh, I just can't make this stuff up. Anything else? The economy. You know my message last week around, what was it? It was basically events that might be taking place that make us rethink the things that control us or make us feel in control. And I was really getting that financial energy. We've had the market collapse to COVID kind of levels. Planetary cleansing wants to keep coming out too. I'll take it. Anything else, Spirit? And I think there's more to come there. But the message on this card is trust your needs will be met. Planetary cleansing 35. Keep your space pure and clear. Space pure and clear. Super love portal. Accept yourself as a cosmic being. I think that. 3 more shuffles. 2. Leadership and decisions. Make choices for the highest good of all. Show you the imagery. I'm going to read you the chakras, the 12 chakras. Often we only think of 7 chakras, so that in itself seems significant. We're opening up to more aspects of ourselves, the cosmic aspect of ourselves. And our path, follow your ascension path. By 2032, our planet will become 5th dimensional. So everyone will have their 12 chakras in place, open and active. Your silver earth star chakra below your feet ensures that you are living according to your divine blueprint. Your platinum base chakra means that you always feel totally safe and you trust you are looked after. Your pink sacral attracts only loving relationships, while your orange navel activates cooperation and oneness. Your golden solar plexus brings forward your confidence and wisdom, and your white heart opens you to love. Your royal blue throat chakra enables total honesty and integrity. Your crystal clear third eye offers enlightenment, and your transparent crown assists you to connect to the stars. Above them, your transcendent chakras glow. Your white causal opens the door to the angelic worlds. Your magenta soul star empowers your soul journey. And your orange stellar gateway connects you to your monad, your divine spark. This card reminds you that every single choice you make affects the light your chakras emit. Archangel Metatron is overseeing your ascension process and that of the planet. He watches over you as your 12 5th dimensional chakras move into place and open and are activated. When this happens, you live in peace, love, and cooperation with others, and with integrity and good intentions, make choices that are harmless and supportive. Your guidance is to check that you are living in accordance with the highest principle of each chakra. Then tune into Archangel Metatron, consciously open your chakras and ask him to run his golden orange light through each of them into the earth. He reminds you that when you act with higher consciousness, you automatically attract abundance and support from the universe. I feel like there's more there that this isn't saying. I want to dive into that message just a little bit more before we move on to, I will dive into the economy one because that feels impending. Chills as I say that. I think I need my work your light deck. 1 second. Just pulling out my Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck. I'm running out of room for cards and boxes on my desk. This is also a 44 card deck. I just split it to trust the niggle. Again, you got the right deck, Donna. True. These cards are really speaking today. Can you tell me more about this 12 chakras card and following your ascension path, please, Spirit? And maybe just our karmic path and what these unlocking the pieces of our own journey. What is this riddle and quest that we are on through the energy of this 4/4 portal and moving into this week? Thank you, Spirit. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, too many. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm, and priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? These messages the last few weeks. I got a couple of messages after last week's, which I really appreciated. So thank you for those that reached out to just share how that hit you and how it resonated, but also how powerful it felt, because that's how I'm feeling. And I am both equally overwhelmed and honored by the messages that are channeling through me at the moment. I was going to say it's a hard thing to explain, and then it's your path, Donna. So, awakening, where are you? There, page 90. Awakening. You are going through a period of awakening. Things are changing within you and at many levels. You are starting to remember ancient truths and discovering more and more about who you are and why you incarnated. You may find that you are experiencing past life flashbacks, seeing the invisible thread that is woven through all of life, or feeling Kundalini Shakti rise through your body from the base of your spine. The most important thing for this time is not to overthink it and stay grounded. Share your experiences with like soul people while you consciously integrate them. Journal and pay attention to your dreams. You are remembering and your soul gifts are emerging. During this time of transition and awakening, you may be called to devote yourself to being of service. There are ideas, truths, concepts, books, and creations waiting to be birthed into this world. Stay open to receiving them. Pulling this card may be a sign that you are here to birth one of these creations into the world, or perhaps you are being called to make a shift in your life in order to be of service. Don't think too much about it. Instead, repeat the following Work Your Light activation. I'm going to read this activation to you. I surrender to my awakening. I allow the Shakti energy to rise from the base of my spine. I open myself up to the universe, using me in a way that delights my mind, body, and spirit. So there's a couple of things in there that reminded me of the snake energy from last week and it coming up again, and how during the week I realized that part of that message did relate to Kundalini energy, remembering that Kundalini energy is also the union of the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves. And so that's been coming up for me. We've got the Divine Feminine card here on the table. But the other part was that invisible thread. And I feel like this is these pieces of our journey, these breadcrumbs that I was talking about before, is what is this thread that's weaving all of these experiences, all of these messages, all of these synchronicities together in your life. And we're starting to recognize that both in our current timeline and existence, but also as we dive into this, we will look back and recognize how that thread has weaved through our whole life. There's a chills glow. I just noticed there's a thread around the hands on this economy card. I'm going to read that economy card to you. I really think there's something coming in that space. And the message, trust your needs will be met, it is really important. Do not let whatever is coming in push you into fear. Chills, 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 chills. Are you ready? I actually can't believe even that just this first sentence after what was announced from the States yesterday. As international trade ceases, countries that rely on exports will make massive adjustments to become self-sufficient and care for their citizens. When the old financial paradigm collapses, various currencies will take its place for a while until money ceases to be relevant. Then people will share and exchange the goods they want or need. As consciousness rises, individuals worldwide will understand that there is enough for everyone, so ownership will no longer be necessary. Wise community decisions, open-hearted sharing, and generous giving will replace the old economic ideas. Everyone will pool their assets and their food, taking only what they need. They will build homes collectively, freely contributing their skills. When the masses live at fifth dimensional frequency without ego, whatever is needed will be automatically made available. This card calls you to open your heart and meditate on the flow of abundance and prosperity in your life. Fifth dimensional thoughts and beliefs automatically and easily draw anything that you need from the universe, so cultivate them. Your personal economic situation depends solely on your consciousness. The more people open their hearts and minds to the divine and accept their due as beloved children of the universe, the more quickly the entire planet will move into the golden future. Hold your faith for everyone. The Lord Gautama, the Buddha, known as the embodiment of wisdom, is here to help clear old attitudes to finance so as to create an equitable and compassionate world. Surround yourself in his citrine light and consciously focus on abundance. Practice open-hearted receiving as well as giving, and at the same time take economic decisions in a grounded, sensible, and practical way. I'm not really sure what more there is to say. Just got a message that said, can I verbalize my inner monologue? So, okay, I'm going to say what my inner monologue is. The announcements that have happened this week will and have already triggered significant change in our economy. We can see that in the market results today. We can expect that even from what has been implemented. And the words in this book obviously speak to exactly what I am foreseeing taking place as a result of these events. And these events could have looked differently and triggered the same result, but ultimately this is the timeline we're on and this is what it has looked like. What I do expect, and what I'm also hearing from others, is that this will, in short term, cause some difficulty. Globally is the word that came to mind. So I do think it's going to be fairly global, and there may be some areas more affected than others that will affect us on an individual level. And the key message here is trusting that through the times ahead, your needs will be met. but also leaning into how can we come together and support each other. That idea last week that money and other systems like that control us is a concept we need to free ourselves from, because if we don't, we will not navigate what is to come from a space of acceptance and flow. We will be knocked off our feet by the waves. And fear will lead people to engage in behaviors and decisions that aren't for the best and highest good of all. And that is not what we're being asked to do through this time. Follow your guidance, meet the waves head on, prepare. You can prepare for this. Make sure you've got food in your cupboard. Make sure you've got cash on hand. Make sure you know how you could support those around you and ask for support from those around you. This will be our first piece of showing us how we can actually come together outside of the systems and structures that currently feel as if they control us. So anything else you want me to share there, Spirit? So just finally, the last piece of this, and this is a message I received late last year, was the reason for this is to break down the monopoly, the hoarding of money by the top wealthiest people in the world at the expense of other people. The events that have been triggered this week will break that down. And it is up to us to engage in this 4-4 portal and the energy of Master Builder energy to create what it is that we want this to look like in the future. And I think for those of you watching this video, none of us are wanting it to look like how it currently does. So let's really lean into sitting in the energy of what this could look like in the golden future, and seeing how we can create that on a local level in our immediate communities in the coming weeks as these events take place. The other thing that just came through as I went to say that, because I was going to say weeks to months, is that the big impact of this, of how we will feel it really be crunchy in our individual lives, won't be long-lived. So again, trust that your needs will be met, trust that this will be worked through. I do get a sense that we're going to be made to feel as if it might be long-lived or might be worse than it actually plays out to be, and that will be an attempt to implement some kind of fear and control. I actually feel the feeling that I've got coming through is that there's going to be some kind of savior to this situation presented to us, and it will be really important that we sit with our intuition around this and choose not to engage with something that doesn't sit right with our intuition. It's something to do with an attempt to gain a different kind of control within the new paradigm. I haven't got that before, so that's quite interesting. And I just wanted to read this one as well because it is a beautiful message. So it's 41, the Super Love Portal. Accept yourself as a cosmic being. The entire universe is ascending, and by 2032, the heart center of Earth will have connected to the heart center of all planets. They will all communicate, exchanging love and information. When this happens, a surge of higher love will flow around the entire cosmos, and this will profoundly affect everyone on our planet. This will activate a special high-frequency portal in the mountains of China. This awesome portal holds pure white source love, which will pour out and bathe us in wondrous divine love, such as we have never before experienced. It will massively impact every one of us. Choosing this cosmic card suggests that you are a being of the universe who has incarnated specifically to help our planet ascend. You are invited to invoke the great pure white Archangel Beauty. Butyalil, who oversees the flowing of the cosmos and ensures that everything moves in harmony according to divine timing. Ask him to hold you in a vortex of this shimmering white light. State your intention to help the Earth's heart to connect to the heart centers of all planets in this universe, known and unknown. Focus your heart chakra and sense it open and expand until a ray of white light streams from it. Visualize light from your heart beaming out to all of the planets. When you have finished, pause for a moment, then breathe in the glorious love held at the center of the planets. Absolutely know that you are blessed as a cosmic being. Your participation will trigger your own higher heart chakra to expand and will help to open the super love portal in China. There is a lot. I just get the sense right now there is a lot that we don't know about. Chills as I'm saying this. There is a lot we don't know about the drivers behind world events and the leadership and the power dynamics that relate to the interactions between different countries. For some reason, I'm just being guided to use a deck that I actually haven't used before because I didn't connect with the imagery. But I've been guided to use it around the economy message to just get a further message there. So we'll see what wants to come through. The Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor, building something. Emperor being that Aries energy that we're in right now. Messages relating to these changes within our economy. Spirit, thank you. Messages that are of the light, the best and highest good of all. Ace of Cups. Again, we got that last week, didn't we? Now, Cup energy isn't Pentacle energy, so it doesn't normally relate to, you know, finances, the economy, anything material. But I'll show you an Eight of Swords. I'll show you this. I'll show you the images on both of these cards shortly and tell you the messages that are coming through. My gosh. Too many, but five. Right. King of Pentacles. Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck when I finish shuffling. Usually this speaks to waiting for energy to come in, like we're waiting on something, we're anticipating something, which I guess in this sense I am expecting something to take place. But you'll see that we've got an anchored hot air balloon and two that are unanchored. And to me, I'm actually getting the message of we're waiting to release ourselves from the things that are keeping us grounded to that current system and structure. So as I said, first out, I got the Ace of Cups, which we also got last week. And I also last week didn't necessarily get a message around love. I can't remember how I interpreted the Ace of Cups last week as it relates to the message. But for me, what I'm seeing in this is this idea of the resources were hoarded at this upper level and they're starting to spill out back into the collective level. And the reason why I'm getting this message is a little bit because of something that came through in a show that I was watching last night about this idea of the ocean representing the oneness of us all, and we are all droplets within the ocean, and we split off at birth as a droplet of water, a piece of the greater one, and when we die we return back to the ocean, to the water, to that oneness, that collective consciousness. There's something about the hand that feeds you. What's that saying? The saying is, don't bite the hand that feeds you, and it's a warning not to act against or disrespect someone who supports or helps you, especially someone providing you with your basic needs, opportunity, or care. And I'm actually getting the opposite message. Like, that's the message that's coming through, but it's that sense of that's almost how we've been controlled, to not question, not disrespect, not go against this system that allows us to survive. which money plays a big role in. And we're being asked to let go of that fear of doing something different as this takes place. I think Ace of Cups being the energy of love, or water and cup energy being the energy of love and emotions, to me that just speaks to this new earth energy, and trying to rebuild the foundations of this new earth on a foundation of love for all. The best and highest good of all. So as we navigate this shift in economy, how can we come back to love for our neighbours and supporting those? Then we've got the Eight of Swords, which speaks to things that are keeping you trapped or confined that actually aren't. That actually, if you were to look at them, you would recognise that you could free yourself from them. But often the imagery is a person wrapped up that can't recognise. And you can see this almost looks like toilet paper. Like, it wouldn't take much for scissors, of all things, to get themselves out of toilet paper. But we're cutting ourselves free. We're cutting ourselves free from the system that has kept us controlled. And for this message, that relates to the Pentacle energy. So then we've got the Five of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Magician. Oh, I just got a really weird message with this. I actually might read from the book for this card, but what I got, you see there's like a pile of rocks with a pentacle symbol all over it. And So I got the sense that this was representing the banks. And then we've got bones, rib bones on the outside. And it was this idea of where wealth is being hoarded at the literal expense of others, where people are dying of starvation. And often with the Five of Pentacle energy, the imagery speaks to like that sense of suffering and despair about Pentacle energy, in this case finances, not recognizing that you hold the key to find a different way. And here we've got a loaf of bread here. I'm definitely going to read that. And then we've got the Fool and the Magician. This is a new beginning as it relates to our Pentacle energy, our economy, our resources, and how we support each other, feed each other, provide shelter for each other, that we are creating with the Magician energy. We are the creators of this new beginning, 0 and 1. This is the great reset, golden future. It's here. Let's go. All right, let me read this Five of Pentacles card for you, and then I will actually get to the tarot and move on because it's already a long reading. Five of Pentacles. There's no getting around it. This is a tough card. Like all fives, it represents a challenge is in suit, which in Pentacles is the material realm of our bodies, our work, our security. This is money problems, scarcity, hunger, health struggles. It is being exiled from our communities, disenfranchised by society, out of place in our bodies. It is blighted crops and the harsh winters. It is the times when nothing grows. Yet winter is natural. Struggle and instability are part of being alive. To survive these periods, the most important thing we can do is not to lose hope. That's what this card says in a reading. Have faith. Don't give up. It is a reminder that you are not alone. There is always a community of outsiders. There are people like you who have experienced similar things, who are ready to help you, witness you, and bolster your strength through this struggle. Look for them and be humble and brave enough to accept their help. You are not alone in the cold. And that just takes me back to the message on the bottom of this card. Trust your needs will be met. It's about coming together in community in response to what is about to take place. Well, I actually like that deck now, so I'm glad I used that. Okay. I'm just going to move on from the oracles. I'm sure the tarot will give us similar messages to use. The image I had for the Hermit card was this deck, so I'm going to use my Earth Woman tarot deck. So much. All right, messages. The Fool again. Messages for the Mind Body Soul Transformation Collective for the week ahead. Thank you, Spirit. It's too many messages for the Mind Body Soul Transformation for the week ahead. That wanted to flip. Six of Pentacles, sharing. That did flip. The Hierophant, which that was the Hermit card. Four out of five of the cards I've just pulled are major arcana, with major arcana at the bottom of the deck as well. That's big energy, big shifts, big changes. We've got the Fool, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, Strength, and the Hermit. I'm going to, I think, clarify some of these. I'll go through what I'm seeing first, and I might do. This is going to maybe be a long one, but I might do a bit of clarification. The Fool energy, we've already had this out on the table. That is in itself very significant to get both Fool cards out from two different decks. This is our new beginning. This is our ability to create something new, the new path, the golden future that we're stepping into. What this card is reminding me of, and as I said, golden future, I just got drawn to that sun energy there too. What this card is reminding me of is a video that I've seen on social media this week that I haven't clicked to watch, but it was a penguin jumping off a 50-foot cliff or something, and seeing a comment on someone in my social media who had shared that was speaking to how, actually I kind of want to pull it up if I can find my phone. I don't know who shared it though. I wonder if I'll see it. Let's have a look. The first thing that came up when I was searching for that was how these tariffs were applied to some island that no humans live on and only penguins. I'm not sure, given we had that message come out around the finances, whether that's significant. Now I can't find this post, but this friend of mine who I know is fond of penguin energy and has said something to this effect to me before too around penguin energy, spoke to how penguins are like the bravest and most resilient birds that she knows. This is what is happening here is exactly what happened with me this morning. This is the thread, this is the riddle, this is the quest that I was talking about. We're getting pieces of information that we're having to try and tease together. All right, so I just looked up the spiritual meaning of a penguin. It says the spiritual meaning of a penguin is beautifully layered. It symbolizes adaptability, emotional balance, community, and the power of navigating dual worlds. Adaptability and resilience. Penguins thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth, and yet they move with grace and purpose. Spiritually, they remind us that even in emotional or energetic winters, we can adapt, survive, and eventually thrive. The penguin energy supports you in remaining grounded and steady even during emotionally or spiritually cold times. Interesting. Then there's one bit about unity and community. Penguins live in tightly bonded colonies where cooperation ensures survival. Spiritually, they symbolize supportive community and soul tribes, shared purpose and interdependence, sacred reciprocity in relationships. The penguin energy reminds you that you do not have to walk your path alone. Connection is sacred. And I had that message of the lonely path, the hermit, chills again. And I've been getting a message around loneliness this week, which has been interesting for me. And it's a riddle that I hadn't cracked yet, because whilst loneliness is an energy that I have spent a bit of time familiar with, particularly over the last 12 plus months, I haven't really been feeling that way this week. And so I kept getting this message about loneliness that almost felt as if it was ending. It didn't feel like, when it was coming up, it didn't feel like it was tapping into that part of me. It felt almost hopeful in the message. And there's something here about penguins in that too, or that penguin energy, that idea of community, that idea of sacred reciprocity and shared purpose and interdependence. That thread that is between all of us, that we are recognizing, that we are coming together to support each other, that these sacred connections, relationships, twin flame unions, divine masculine unions, soul partnerships, whatever that means within your life, are coming in to support us through this time, to provide us strength and to help us on our own individual paths, but not from a place of feeling lonely and isolated and cut off and disconnected, but rather knowing that support is always available to us and helping us unlock the pieces of our own journey. I've just got the Hierophant card here. Now, the Hierophant card is a number 5 card, speaks to change, which obviously we've got a lot of that energy here on the table. It's Taurus energy. And part of that Saturn message was around the sextiling of Saturn in Pisces with Uranus in Taurus. So there might be a message there for us. This also can speak to structures and systems in which we exist. And, at the start of this, we got this message around the 4-4 portal, the master builder, being an opportunity for us to rethink and rebuild the foundations of the structures in which we exist. We're definitely getting that energy from the economy piece of this. I think we need to go broader than just that too. We need to be focusing not just on that, but on what we're rebuilding, including within ourselves, across all of that. I'm just going to clarify that Hierophant card. It wouldn't surprise me if I get the Tower. Just dropped a bunch of cards. So let's see. Just saw the Fool again. All right, Spirit, why is the Hierophant card here, please? Why is the Hierophant card here? There's 2 keys on this card too that I know I've been drawn to previously with this card. Right before jumping on, I got something around the 4-4 portal and the alchemical key. And I typed that into ChatGPT, and that gave me a beautiful summary of the alchemical key. And then it prompted me, did I want it to speak to my own alchemical key? And the message that came through was so beautiful, including an image. I don't know if there's a message there for all of you to tap into as well. Message. Eight of Wands, literally about a message. Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, clarifying the Hierophant. We've got Ace of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, Knight of Cups, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, happiness. Ace of Pentacles is this new way, this new beginning for our Pentacle energy. 8 of Wands can speak to messages coming in, but also can speak to quick energy, that this is happening quickly, that the birth of this is happening quickly, not only the disruption of what currently exists. And like, it won't last long. The feeling that this may initially trigger in some won't last long. We have so much potential right now, so much creative energy, divine feminine creative energy available to us to really get us started on this new creation and pull us out of 2 things: the despair, fear, and worry that we might have about our own individual circumstances, but also pull us out of as this unfolds, as this crumbles, truths will come out that will be confronting for us to face. And we could spend a lot of time and energy in that space of feeling angry, that sacred rage, that divine feminine warrior. The difference between those two, how can we use that rage to push us forward on the path we're meant to be on, of recreating what we taking back our power and recreating what we actually want this to look like, putting it back in our own hands. I'm not sure why the Knight of Cups is here. The Knight of Cups here, Spirit. I just got them at Temperance. I've just got the message it's being offered to us. This is being offered to us. It's up to us to choose this path. Chariot. 5 of Swords. Two of Pentacles. The Tower. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. So the Knight of Cups message was, this is being offered to us. It's up for us to choose it, to choose which path we want to be on. 2 of Pentacles in both of these. See, you have light and dark options. Coming in quickly, divinely supported. We can choose to be in this energy of despair, of worry, of fear of what is happening, or we can choose to set ourselves free. Those, I don't even know what card it was on, the release of ourselves. That's what it was. It was the three of wands, that to release ourselves. Any final messages for us, Spirit? That's probably too many. Thank you. Final messages for us, Spirit, and then I'll wrap up. Final messages for us. I just 7 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I think this is just speaking to that message that I was channeling through before, of just be careful what is. I just said this is on offer to us. It's on offer for us to create this new beginning, to grow this ourselves. Be careful of what is offered to us by others. And I get the sense that's more others that are currently in power. Really tuning in with your intuition before accepting offers of support or help that might be presented in that way. Again, this feels like from the government, from the banks, from, I don't know. I'm visualizing the devil energy that might lock us into something that actually isn't for our best and highest good. How can we as a local community come together and support each other in this? There was 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck before Emperor. I'm seeing the World pop out there too. Just good. There's just one last Oracle deck that I had out, Angels and Ancestors. I'll just see if there is a final message from that, and then I will jump off and leave you with that message, which has been another really big one. Messages for mountains, stand your ground. I was going to get the book that was part of my little quest this morning, because there was something in there, something about needing to make big changes to move mountains. I'm going to see if I can find the wording though. So in my meditation this morning, I got the message that I had to look at certain aspects of this book, which took me further and further down an interesting path. But whilst I was doing that, I remember going to the page I actually had bookmarked, I think, just trying to find where it said. Sometimes to find truth, one, it's literally the page I bookmarked. I read a few pages this morning, 33 pages of this section to be exact. I don't know if that's significant. I started at 44, finished on 77. Sometimes to find truth, one must move mountains. I don't know. I'm going to read the mountain card to you, and then I'm stopping. But I want you to take two messages from this, both what we've actually spoken about and also how this reading has kind of like taken us down so many different, like the thread, the weaving of the thread through this reading, and how that is what is on offer to you right now if you pay attention to what is happening around you. Hold firm to what you believe in or are focusing on, because it is absolutely right. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. Mountains are strong and wise. They are rooted deep in the earth and reach high into the sky. They have been where they are for thousands of years. They have been home to animals, and they have been climbed by humans, and they have seasons come and go. No matter what has happened to them, they have remained strong, immovable, and unshakable. And so they offer the spiritual energies of strength and resilience. We've got the strength card. We had that message around penguins as well. Mountain energy is powerful because it's firmly rooted in the Great Mother, and it reaches high to the Great Father. If you're feeling challenged or pressured at this time, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. You are resilient and grounded, and the energy and air of the mountains is giving you the unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deeply in the energy of earth before welcoming in the energies of heaven. If you are not sure what you need to do next, the mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are, talk things over with those around you, and know that change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of this current situation, and it will not stand in the way of your future growth and expansion. All right, I'm done. I'm going to have to sit with that message myself. Yeah. Stand firm. Sometimes to find the truth, you must move mountains, but also be unshakable in what is coming to you, both in your direct life and on the collective level. There is a message here too about as above, so below, and something to do with the stars. I've been getting on my own rabbit hole that involved that book this morning. There's something to do with stars as well and astronomy. So if that resonates, let that be part of your thread that you go on your own little adventure, riddle, and quest with this week. Goodbye, everyone. Wishing you an exciting and revealing week ahead. Goodbye.